a mighty long way. When Greg Greenway wrote that song, he was inspired by the late US Representative John Lewis's journey that brought him from Troy, Alabama, where he was born in 1940, to the US Capitol building in 1986. Lewis's office window looked out over the National Mall and the Lincoln Memorial. It's a mighty long way, but we can make that walk from there to here. There, of course, is a place of the past. Here represents our dreams and yearnings for civil rights and racial justice. I believe that idea inspired Theodore Parker when he came up with his arc of the moral universe, bending toward justice. Parker saw a deep and profound truth. And he understood, I believe, that the arc does not bend on its own accord. No, no. The arc of the moral universe bends toward justice only in as far as we apply our combined strength and power toward the bending. Back in 2017, when pondering the three racial controversies, I realized they represented some progress, that we had, in fact, been able to bend the arc toward justice. The first one involved a staged walkout that threatened to undo the UUA. It left deep scars and wounds that never healed. The second crisis had no staged walkout, though some people did walk out of General Assembly and left the Unitarian Universalist faith. The key thing was that a group of 13 people processed what had happened and called everyone to practice the principles of our faith and to use their individual conscience going forward. We stayed in conversation, in relationship with each other, a small step forward on the journey toward racial justice. The third crisis involved the UUA's hiring practices and the appointment of 3 Black people to serve as acting co-presidents of the UUA. Another small step. As I continued to ponder about these controversies, I began to understand on a deep level that it is absolutely essential to be intentional and vigilant about racial justice work. These 3 racial controversies, milestones on our journey, took place 24 years apart and spanned 48 years altogether. And though we made progress toward racial justice, the pace was too slow, way too slow. 24 years from now, I hope we can look back and reflect with pride on having accomplished much, much more. That we have been able to apply that collective strength and power we do have to bending the arc of the moral universe toward racial justice. I believe Unitarian Universalists are at the cutting edge of making deep and lasting progress toward racial justice. We can lead the way. Who else, if not us? We have the opportunity and the responsibility to dismantle racism, especially within our own congregations and within our denomination. And we can do this only when we are willing to examine and better understand white supremacy and white privilege. And that is, as I understand it, exactly what this congregation has committed to do this year and beyond. May all of us strive to be anti-racists, and may we together bend the arc of the moral universe toward justice, not only within our congregations, but also within the Unitarian Universalist Association and society at large.